Hello everyone and welcome to another building video. I built this little, it's not exactly a cabin. Cabins are usually wood, aren't they? Anyway, this wonderful little building. I had a replay of this, except that it didn't want to load, so I'm gonna have to just reinstall replay mod again and see what happens. I'll figure it out hopefully before the next video, but to kind of give you an insight on the process, I started with placing these beams from spruce logs by just to kind of map out the shape. And if we look from above, we can see that it's really just two cubes stuck together. And then I started with purely stone bricks to build the walls. I added some texturing with smooth stone later, but I started with just the walls on the first floor, and then there we go. I also added these beams to kind of simulate, I guess, a structure being held up, which I thought looked quite cool. I also didn't start with windows at first. It was really just a plain wall and figuring out how that was going to look. And then I also did, after I finished like the first floor, I did the windows, at least here. And then I added this spruce slab rim around it to kind of give it some extra dimension. Along with that, there are stone brick stairs above every window because these are panes. They like won't overlap quite, but if you're just looking at them, it doesn't really matter that much. You can like barely see it over here. But yeah, and to keep that extra dimension from those stairs, I had made sure to lift up the slabs. So that's the entire array around. Then I added in the ceiling slash flooring of the next level and built the stairs around it or up into it. And in order to not have like a gaping hole there where the stairs are so that you don't bump your head, I basically added some extra walls to block the view and a little bit of a lift to make sure you could still go under this without bumping your head. And after that, a stone pillar in the middle to fill up that hole, because otherwise you will just fall down. Then we have the second story, which this was kind of an awkward nook, so there's just a table here. But that's because of the hallway in the bottom floor. What I could have also done is just eliminate this, but I really wanted it to be a tall building up until the roof. So once again, I started with just the walls, adding in some windows later. And I did add a balcony over on this side because I had a corner that I didn't really know what to do with. So I added an extra shape here, which also gives, once again, a little more dimension in this if you're looking at it like this, because of the fact that those stone walls are there to kind of support the entire structure. Mm-hmm. Also, once again, stone stairs above the doors in order to give us some differences. And then the interior is very simple. I added tables everywhere. There are no chairs because I didn't really make this place big enough to give any actual real good interior. I could have thought that through more, or maybe put in different things that do fit. But I kind of want this build to be the most important part of this build to me was the outside, because that's what I wanted to practice, and the texturing of the walls I really want to practice with. And then, of course, some like color and and variation, some bookshelves. Then if we go outside, actually, I can do that through the balcony. Don't need to go all the way down again. For the roof, I started out with just placing some stairs on the outside, on the top. And then I didn't really know how I was going to connect these two without it looking either weird, or I could have just like kept building up. Or I think I only need one more and then connect them up. But I wanted to give some height difference as well. So I made this one a bit flatter, and this one is just a full square. Yeah, the texturing, I really wanted it to look like it looks very flat still, or not necessarily flat, but repetitive still, because these were just plain stone brick walls. So I added, like I said, some smooth stone into the walls to get some texture in there, some interesting texture. And after that was done, I was pretty happy with the build itself, and I needed some lighting, of course. So there's lanterns everywhere, probably more than technically needed, but I enjoyed the look of lanterns, so that's fine. And then I started to work on the path. What I did first was lay out path blocks in kind of like a very blocky way at first, tapering off into the distance, I suppose. And then I didn't really know what to do next, so I just looked up some path texturing examples on the internet. There were a bunch, and then seeing as I kind of wanted to blend in with the rest of the super flat world, I did want to keep the grass in there, so I just added some andesite, smooth stone, and gravel in there for, yeah, some different colors that also match the building, because of the gray. And then I just bone mealed around the building to make it a little more interesting, I suppose. But yeah, that's my my little building. I really wish I could have used the replay, but I hopefully that'll be back next time. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my little explanation. I hope what I mean was clear enough. I didn't really want to build this and then proceed to not use any of it because I am quite happy with the building. But I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.